This is an Off the Tongue podcast. Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
What's up, Skate Mansfield? I'm BJ Price.
And I'm Adam McElroy.
And we are here with...
Gunnar, Crist.
What? You changed it.
Well, I don't know.
Come on, man.
I told you, new studio, new me.
No, dude. Worse you.
Not a good me.
We're starting off on a terrible note. This is how, it's just bad, dude.
Right.
It's just all bad.
What's up, Skate Mansfield? I'm BJ Price.
I'm Adam McElroy.
Gunnar, Crist.
Hey!
Yeah.
Nailed it. First try. Let's go.
First try Fridays.
It was pretty good.
I mean,
We're definitely not keeping the actual first try in the episode.
Yes, we are.
I know we are, dude.
Yes, we
obviously, but
Duh.
then they'll know it's not the first try. But we're leaving it in there anyway because it's true and that's us, and we mess up.
We do. Good cover.
Dude,
well done.
we're
well
going.
Done. Dude, we're in the new studio. We are joined by the man himself, the Sody, the first
Sody.
ever
Yep.
Skate Mansfield skateboarder of the year.
That's crazy.
How does-
Congratulations, man.
I've been thinking about this because, did you have any idea when it happened? Were you like, it's probably me, or did you think you had a
Did you
chance?
think you weren't going to get it? How did you feel at Brasshouse that night?
Well, I was thinking it was probably going to be Caleb because in the first round, he got more votes than me, you guys said, on the last
Which is why I told you not to say the votes,
episode.
but it's cool.
You told me not to say
I
the
told you
votes
afterwards.
afterwards.
I did.
Thank
I
you.
did. I was like, oh, that's probably not the greatest idea, but
Yeah.
so you thought it was Caleb, but
Yeah, I was surprised, and it was crazy. It was by 4 votes.
yeah,
Super close.
it was bouncing by 0.1% for like 24 hours.
Yeah, we were texting each other like
Every 4 hours. I would wake up at 3 a.m. and look at it and be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, Gunner's winning.
I think when it came down to the wire, I was down here working
Yeah.
on the studio, and I just had it up over here, and I just kept looking over it, and every time I just look over and I would just be texting Adam.
Yep.
I'm like, Adam, it changed.
Especially in the last half hour.
Yeah.
It went back and forth a couple times.
I'd say the last day, because we cut it off at noon on Friday,
Yeah.
it was changing by
Every-
1 vote
Yeah.
for that entire time. And then
Yeah.
it's like when it got to the 4 vote ish mark, where it's just like it hasn't changed.
Right.
And then I just kept refreshing.
We made sure there wasn't duplicates.
Yes.
That was a thing
It's a big thing we were doing.
We told you guys there was probably, we didn't count them, but I would guess probably 100
100
duplicates.
at least.
Dang.
So we removed all those to make sure it's all fair and everything like that. And it came down to 4 votes.
There was a couple fake emails,
Yeah.
like my email at gmail.com.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
like,
We
nope.
told you guys. We told you guys. You can't be doing that. We were going to check it. And I saw, if you voted twice with the same email, it would put a 1 in parentheses and then a 2 and then a 3. And I saw one up to 9 or something. And I was
was
like,
funny.
that's 10 less votes for that person.
Yeah, I felt bad.
I
bad
feel it,
deleting this,
guys.
but
I feel it.
We
You
did
gotta
say.
vote for your dude, but we gotta keep it fair. And by keeping it fair, it came down to the last 4 votes.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
It was awesome, though.
Yeah.
It was just awesome to see that, and just how many votes overall we got.
Right.
And just how, that's just a testament to all the, everybody, all the, nominees and the finalists.
Right. And I
that-
was gonna say we said 1,400 votes between both. If we count the duplicates, we're over 1,500 votes.
At least.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
Not even-
And again, no duplicates.
Yeah.
So that's 1,500 individual people, 1,400 individual people. So
Shout outs
Crazy.
Google Docs or whatever it was
Yeah.
for not charging us $100 for this.
yeah, go into the last episode if you want to learn about that. That was a problem.
Dude, that was nasty.
But how did it feel when your name was announced?
Man, I was so happy because, like I said, I thought Caleb was going to win, and I didn't want to hype myself up too much, thinking,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to win. So, yeah,
Sure.
I was so surprised and happy.
A
Right.
humble dude.
Yeah, it was cool. To be honest with you, it was just really cool to see. And then I'm not sure who it was at Brasshouse who got the pictures. Do you know who?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I don't either.
Brennan would know.
Yeah, but they caught some really cool pictures. I'm sure
They
you've
did.
seen it. Yeah,
There was.
I'm definitely using that picture in the thumbnail. I'm gonna be honest with you.
100%.
So
because it was just and just a whirlwind. Like Adam and I, like the whole time, it's like it's nerve wracking to be on this end, just like behind the scenes stuff,
because we had to hold a secret for like 6 hours.
Which
we were like,
we were bad.
He's right there. I hope he stays the whole time. Like we were.
Oh my gosh, we kept like grabbing each other and be like, "Is he going to show up?
Right.
If he doesn't show up, what do we do? It seems weird to announce it, and he's not here."
And then you showed up, and then we were like, we had to wait a little while, and we were like, I hope he stays. Like, please stay. Like, it was an interesting experience for us as well.
We are straight up children when it comes to this stuff.
We get excited, people.
do.
I'm sorry.
We were. Just,
I'm so sorry.
And we are children in the fact that 100% this was just kind of a. I text Adam. I'm like, why can't we have a SOTY? I think I was just. I had not hard opinions, but I was like, I felt like it wasn't so concrete. That it was
the Thrasher SOTY.
That he got it, and I was just kind of frustrated about it and like texting you about it, and then I was just like, man, if they put it up to the people, then I'm sure something else would have happened and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait, why can't we have our own?
Right. And that was the cool thing because, Gunnar won by votes, like pure democracy. You know what I mean? And and it's really cool. And like, to circle back to your point about like us being on this side of it, like it's the best part of it all, but it's also like the worst part of it all is that me and you are the one making the decisions, which is like
we should
so
not
great,
be in that
but
position.
It's like the worst thing also because like we're just like, we have an idea, let's do it now. Like I texted you with an idea at 5 a.m. yesterday, and we like did it and hit people up, and it's like ready to happen tomorrow. And it's like, this is not how things should work.
And
we should not be making decisions, but
it was immediate. As soon as we stopped recording the night we announced the nominees, it was as soon as we were done, we're like, oh man, we messed up.
Well, yeah.
It was
that wasn't really it was an oversight, but I don't know if we could have ever predicted that.
The whole world is just we were just frantic as soon as we stopped recording because we're like, oh man, I didn't think we would have to pay for these votes.
Yeah, but the other nice thing about it being us is that we also fix things immediately.
Oh yeah,
it's like, all right.
The both of us being in management for so long, we know that
all right.
The answer to a problem, if you have a problem or you made a mistake, you should have 4 solutions.
Figure it out.
Yeah, you should have at least 4 solutions. Bring it to any sort of higher up and be like, okay, I messed up.
Right.
But we can do
These
this.
are the options.
We
Whatever
can do this. We can do this. And that's basically what we did. It made me even more thankful for having the board. Because we have adults on the board, which is dope.
Again, we're trying here, people. We're doing what we can.
We are.
We are learning day by day, quite literally, hour by hour.
Yes.
And it makes things fun. It makes things entertaining.
It really does. And but yeah, so the whole vibe of being at Brasshouse,
dude, that was amazing.
And Eric shows up with the trophy, and I'm like,
right.
Because I had just texted him. I'm like, hey man, you're coming to the ribbon cutting,
because Eric
right?
didn't get there till like 5:15, 5:20 or something like that.
The ribbon cutting,
he's in the chat. Shout out Eric.
Shout outs, dude. He basically walked up behind me, and I turned around. I'm like, oh man, and he's looking at his phone. He's like, yeah man, I'm coming. Chill.
Right.
Like,
that's BJ's energy. Is just a worried
I
mother.
want it all to go perfectly all the time.
It's fine, and I'm just that's the dynamic of us. Is he's just like freaking out, and I'm like, bro, it's fine. Relax.
Here's the thing. In every other like facet of my life, I will be the the one that, like at work, I'm the one everyone runs to because I'm just like, it's all right. Figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Right.
But when it's like something like this that I'm 1, super passionate about, 2, in charge of, and
shout out Eric.
And I got kids, a 6-month-old.
Hey, no, I feel it.
You're right.
You
did, and
that's
I love
all
you
that matters.
for that.
You made it with like a half hour to spare, so you're totally fine.
He totally did. So
we just want to pick on you to give you another chance to shout out Third Life Upcycling.
Yeah, shout
That's
out
what
Third
we do,
Life. Bro. Let's go.
So how'd you celebrate SOTY, dude? Did you go to
Yes.
the club? What'd you do, man?
Just
Did
with
you,
the trophy, just getting down on
Did you
the
go to
dance
snow
floor.
trails or what happened?
Well, I mean, to celebrate.
What can you share anyway?
Yeah.
Because we know things probably got wild.
Got wild.
Yeah, too wild to share.
Yeah. Okay. So what parts can you share with us?
Well, I just got. Well, after we left. After we left, I kind of just street skated around because my dad was hanging out at his work or whatever, and I actually saw Justin, which was cool because he
Nice.
left a little late. Then after that, I got some Mexican food and went home. And
Dude, that's
a
what
great
we're
celebration.
about.
That's my
That's what
go-to
we're
as well.
talking about.
That's
Dude.
amazing.
And so, did anybody did you go to school and be like, guys, I got SOTY? And
What was the reaction around
are there
you?
like skaters or people who know that you skate or anything at school?
Basically,
or?
what we're asking: are you famous now? Like,
Yeah,
what's
dude.
going on?
We're just curious how much this is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Any
it's gonna
sponsors
be-
call? What's going on?
Let's go.
yeah, well, I wouldn't say I'm famous, but I'm kind of like the only skater at my school, so everyone
Right.
knows I skate. So, because I was having everyone vote for me because some of them were even like, yeah, man, I see all your skate clips on Instagram. Yeah, I'm definitely going to vote for you.
Yeah.
That's nice that they see the
Yeah,
clips and be like, yeah, you can skate. I'll vote for you.
Yeah, you're definitely putting
that's
in work.
cool.
Yeah.
And, so everyone knows I won that. Everyone's super happy for me and all that, congratulating me. My teachers congratulating me.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Other adults that are in your life that whether or not, I don't know, they have influence on you
Right.
because you're with them so much, and it's for them to recognize an accomplishment that you had that is one, not mainstream,
Right.
and,
Right.
and two, just it's community driven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
It's really cool, man. I'm glad. When it comes to if you reflect on 2023, I mean, we've seen the massive improvement just over the whole year. Where if you could, think about it in January of 2023, what would you say is the best trick you had or what you were working on and stuff like that? And then where did you get to at the end of the year or currently where you're at?
Well, I started getting my heel flips consistent and around-
that was the one thing. I
That was
noticed
at the comp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backside heels, he had
Yeah.
they were nothing.
and I was doing those, but more towards the end of the year, I'm getting better at crooks, nose slides, things out of board slides I've been working on. So
Oh, that's
Okay.
good. That's good.
Shoves and stuff.
yeah, and I've landed an impossible
Okay.
and sort of a tray flip. I don't really know if it counts. I can kick.
I think you
flip
posted the
counts.
video, right, where it was a little squirrely, but I mean, that's a count. That's a
Yeah.
make for sure.
out.
yeah, bruv.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
wait, I gotta
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
That was it, but
hold on.
Oh,
Sorry, I gotta.
doesn't count. Doesn't count.
I mean, it counts. It counts, but
And then I hit this
I need to land it
button. Where's
clean.
Tim?
yeah, we need
Tim,
to.
where are you?
I'd say it's good, man.
Vote for me of Mansfield Skater of the Year,
Yeah.
dude. Let's go,
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely count it.
dude. That gap is no joke,
Right.
I know. I did.
dude. That was such, dude. So were these clips? Was this from the New Year's?
Yeah, that was
All
from
right.
that night.
That was such a fun. And you had that sweatshirt on, here
Yeah.
at the comp. My favorite thing that honestly just warmed my heart that night. I was talking to Zane. Shout out Zane, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out Zane.
He was a finalist, too.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
And my favorite part was, and I'm like, what do you guys? I didn't like. I'm like, I don't know what that sweatshirt is, but why you guys both got those sweatshirt on? It's like, we're best friends, and I'm like, oh man, that made me happy.
Oh,
It
that's
just-
amazing.
It just made me happy. It's just like, dude, we're best friends.
It was
Duh.
Come
at
on.
they had a pop-up thrift shop, and they
Yeah.
just had all those shirts for cheap, and I was like, why not get
Shout
some
out
that
Travis.
match?
Right.
Yeah, shout out to him too.
That's awesome.
Dude, just stacking clips too, which
Right.
is just so dope. And I remember when you first got your Instagram and you hit me up. I'm like, it's Gunnar.
Right.
Sweet. He's got an Instagram. And he just kept sending us.
Right.
He's you just in a small slab of concrete, just trick after trick
Yeah.
after
Yep.
trick, just trying and tricks and tricks. It's just it was just clear that you were just like, I am going to progress no matter what. Like,
Right.
it was just.
Is that a crook right there? Above. It was above this
Was
one.
above
but
that?
I think this was my first time at Stoke Run.
This one
Okay.
right here.
Yeah. So that was in like July. Yeah.
I was gonna
mid-July.
say like
So dope.
to be honest with you, time and stuff is just running together so hard. Like, did Stoke
So true.
just open this summer?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I'm like, it hasn't been a year, right? It's
No.
only been a few months. Like,
Oh, dude.
there's just been so much stuff that's happened.
Is this like your backyard?
Yeah, that's our.
Oh,
little
nice.
slab of
Okay,
concrete
because
we
this is where you were sending us like these specific clips and everything. And I'm like, dang, look at him go.
right?
got. Yeah.
Just these little pushes, and he's just like, bam, trick, bam, trick.
Compared to where you're at now, like, and even progressing with the terrible weather, like, you know, and being able to go to Stoke and stuff like that, like, I'm just excited, man, to see where you go next year too.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
So speaking of that, like 2024, what are you like? What are you looking to get done skate wise this year?
Well, I really want to get like my tray flips like really good because that's like my dream trick. I want to learn like backside flips.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, some other tricks like.
We had a kid back in the day, probably your age. It was probably about that age. But I just remember he was just called Backside Flip Kid because he just did backside flips on everything. Like, and when we were at like a spot or something, this kid would roll up. It's like, oh, it's Backside Flip Kid, and
Right.
I'm like, yeah, dude, backside flip, and he
Right.
would backside flip a gap, and it's just like, man, he's so good at that.
But the real question is, could he frontside flip?
no.
Nope.
He
Just
couldn't, he
backside.
couldn't do much. Like he could kick flip. He could
Yeah.
do like some basic stuff, but that dude could just. He would like. I remember he would pull his hat down and then backside flip.
Wow.
And that's why we called him backside
All
flip
right.
kid.
Whatever. Everybody does their own thing. I do want to say too. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but again, time is just running together. I think you won the beginner comp.
No.
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 I think I got.
No. So here's okay. So here's a big problem that I had that I learned later.
Okay.
Is I was trying to figure out, like, we've never run a contest before, right?
Right.
And then we were just like halfway through the winter sessions of 2023. And we're like, at the end, we should have like an SLS style contest.
Yeah,
so that-
we didn't go into that with that plan either. We just had the winter sessions, and halfway through we were like, another idea that we think we can execute in under 2 weeks. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so
It
we're
worked,
like,
though.
but again, it's like we have it's
It was a blast.
a lot.
It
It
worked.
it's a lot of like, not what you know, who you know, and
Yeah.
we knew Third Life Upcycling. It's like, dude, could you do some trophies?
Right.
How hard would it be for you to do trophies for? Like, does it? He's like,
Right.
yeah, I got you.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, cool. We know the nails guys. Let's
Right.
hit them up, see if they'll show up.
Right.
And it just
Couple
kept.
vendors.
It just kept
Had
going.
some food, stuff like
and
that.
then I know some people who do some film, and Caleb Burns was there, and he's like,
Right.
I'll do some filming, and Vaughn was there.
Shout
and
out
he did some-
Vaughn.
dude, I love Vaughn. So he did
Just-
some film. It was just so hodgepodge.
Yeah.
But again, we like Gunnar should have 100% been in the Groms category where we had the beginner category.
yeah.
But he was so above them.
Like,
Right.
You were teetering, but like it was one of those things where it came from a good heart where I'm like, this dude could beat all of us.
Right.
know what I
right.
mean?
Right.
And that's all I could think of. I'm like, man, he could take it.
Well, that's what I do want to say. I think it's safe to say that you're probably not going to be in the beginners one this year since you won
I
Sodi.
don't expect to be at all.
Yeah, and it's fine.
And the reason is, to his point, is because you can win the advanced heat. So,
Right.
like, you definitely deserve to be in that
And
one.
here's the
Yeah,
thing: is
thank
like one of my favorite things was like when we did the. It was just. Honestly, for me, it's a God thing because I basically didn't know who to reach out to. I remember I was working at Cardinal at the time, and I'm like, I need to do something with skateboarding now, and I don't know what, but I got to do something. So I knew they were doing like something on Wednesday nights through the church, and I was just like, whatever. Okay, fine. I know Jesse personally. I'm just gonna call him, and I called Jesse Ryder, and I said, dude, Jesse, I gotta do something with skateboarding. I don't know what. Guide me. Do something.
Right.
And he's like, well, we have the academy on Wednesday nights. I could throw you in there. We could put it out there that there's going to be a skateboarding class or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, cool, just give me something.
Right.
And I had really no plan.
Oh, I forgot. That's how it started, even before the winter sessions.
That's how I met Gunnar.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and it was just like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing. But everybody went along for the ride.
Yeah.
We had some cool kids in there, and Gunnar was in there and was just ready to learn.
Yeah.
Was just going hard at everything that we did. We got to build. I went out personally, bought all the stuff to build that rail.
That. Yeah, that was.
And the thing that like I always try to tell people, I'm like, if you want kids in the area, if you're going to build a skate park and you don't want kids to destroy it, get them involved.
Have them build it.
They should be there building it, because then they're like, they take ownership.
Right.
And you're like, don't mess up my skate park.
Right.
This is mine. I built that and that.
And that's why Liberty's happening the way that it is. And obviously, they thought of that before. It's just a connective tissue. But yeah, like that's kind of the selling point with the city and everything like that too, is like, we're going to build it. And since we're going to build it, we're going to take care of it.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so it was just really cool to me when I I'm sick of this stuff, like kind of sitting in the church garage or whatever.
Right.
And I took it out to Stoke Run, and when I showed up, Gunnar's like, is that my rail? I built that. And
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. You did. This is your rail.
Yeah.
And it was just...
Yep.
It was cool.
Ownership. Yeah. It's really like, it's surprising, and we don't have to dive into it, too much, because we have in just other episodes, but it's surprising the benefits that you get from skateboarding, and like the life lessons, the life
100%.
skills, just building and stuff like that, like how physics work, how,
so true.
Depending on what you're doing, you should probably wear pants and not shorts.
Shut
like,
up.
and that,
I don't believe that. I wear shorts.
Oh, I'm a firm believer that you got to wear pants when you
I'm a
skate.
sweaty
I
boy.
can't skate in shorts
No.
at all.
No,
I think you guys are wrong.
I don't like the air on my knees.
I don't mind it. I just mind it when I fall.
Well, I'll give you that.
That's the only thing. Like,
I'm gonna firmly.
I'm gonna fall, and I know that, so I'm gonna wear pants.
I think I'm gonna firmly
That's a good
become
point.
like. I was just watching a lot of stuff like Dan Corrigan.
Yeah. I watch most of his videos.
Yeah, I love his videos, but I think like most of the people he's skating with now wear them big old thick boy knee pads.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah,
I
do
think
like
I'm
knee
gonna
slide
do-
out everything.
I'm gonna learn
how to do
proper
that.
knee slides. Like
Yeah.
I did vert for a year where
Yeah.
I was doing like when we went to Louisville, I saw the big 16, 18 foot. I don't remember what half pipe it is, but big half
18
pipe.
foot.
What?
I said 18 foot.
Something like that. It was
I
big.
don't think it's 18
That's
foot.
huge.
They have the bowl that is 16 foot there, and I dropped in on it,
Oh
but
my
I was also
gosh.
hungover. But
Yeah,
but because I thought it was like the 10 footer, but they have the half pipe there, and I was just like, before we leave, I'm going to try to drop in and air out of that, and I was like, I'm gonna be a vert boy.
no
Like
way.
I'm just like Tony Hawk. I'm just like Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
But
you look like Bob Burnquist though. So.
I do. Well, back when I had the glasses, I was Bob. Like that's what I got all
Yeah.
the time. Was like, oh, it's Bob Burnquist. They always called me that, but I was nowhere near as good as him. I couldn't do backside 540.
You want to hear a fun story?
Hit 'em.
When I was a kid, when I was probably your age, we would be on the trampoline all the time, and we would be doing flips and spins and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And we'd be going for like a 900 or like a 1080 like spin just on the trampoline.
Yeah.
And my buddy would always like throw his arms and be like Tony Hawk and like try to spin a 900. And I was trying to go 1080, and I was like, no, screw that. And I said I was going Bob Burnquist. So I'd be like Bob Burnquist, or like I'd hit him with the Bobby B all the time.
Always.
I got the 1080 before I got the
Always.
900.
What's Tony Hawk doing on the freeway?
Frontside nose grind.
Oh my god!
Shout
Shout out to the goats.
Yeah, dude, love them. But what were we doing?
I don't know, dude. I
We're
don't
talking
know.
about stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, you know what? I want to talk about. Let me go to a different view here. Let's figure this out. And let me.
I just want to say too, and again, I don't know if we're gonna get into this now or not, but like the group has like grown an insane amount.
Okay.
And it's just really cool to see, like, like without the group, I would have never met Gunnar. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
And like, I would have never met literally pretty much anybody in the group. You know what I mean? So
That's so true.
it's just crazy. And again, I've said it, this is like the third time I'm saying it, but I just can't remember the chain of events. But like, we restarted the group in March, right?
Yeah,
So it hasn't even been a year yet. Because I was looking at the analytics. We'll get into that in a little bit. But like, there's a couple posts. There's like maybe 5 or 6 posts before March. And then in March, it like really picked up. And I was like, oh yeah, like we just restarted that.
Because the Skate Mansfield group we originally started, I started with Ori Rush.
It was around, yeah.
He set everything up because it was mainly at that time we were bombing hills and doing longboard stuff.
Right.
At that time, Ori and I had longboarded the whole bike trail and stuff. That was a whole thing. And we had groups where it was just like, hey, we're going to go bomb some hills.
Right.
And so we started doing that for a while, and we started the group because in the group we had like a link to all the hills that we had been doing.
Right.
And that was pretty much the whole group, but then it
like died out for
and
years.
it was gone. So when Adam and I were just like, I told him about basically just my dream, and I'm like, I want to do, something with this. I don't know what yet. We got to do something. And we're just like, okay, let's start a podcast or whatever. So we wanted to start the group with it. And I'm just like, let me reach out to Ori. So I was texting with Ori, and I was like, hey man, I want to take this thing and make it bigger. Are you okay? Can you like pass the page over to me? I will. I promise I will treat it well.
Right.
He's like, yeah, absolutely. So he gave me like all the
the admin access and stuff.
Exactly. And then you and I just took it, and we're just like, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's make it something. And we did.
Yeah, do you want to get into like the numbers now? Because I know we were going to kind of.
If you got the numbers, let's get into those now that we're talking about it.
There's not many because
Shout out to Cam.
Yeah, thanks, Cam.
It was a group, so it's not like a business page to where you
so
can
you can't
see
get those analytics, but it's whatever it was. And shout out to Cam for just being
Cam's
being
always
down
around.
there.
Shout out Cam.
It was
Helping out
dope.
at Brasshouse and everything. Dude, Cam's the best because like during the opening and everything like that, like Brennan and Libby and even the one they did before Christmas.
Yeah.
Obviously they're busy. They got a lot of stuff going on. Libby's doing the register. Brennan's, just got to walk around and help customers, talk to people, socialize. So like somebody was asking about something in the case and Cam just jumped right on it. And he's like, all right, what size you need? Like got behind everything. And I was like, what a good dude. Like he's just,
dude.
Just in there helping with everything. I'm pretty sure I know he did the grip tape for Luca.
He did.
And I know
he helped Luca do the whole board.
Yeah, with the whole thing. So shout out to Cam. Cam's the GOAT.
So good.
Yep.
But so the group, just real quick, started in March essentially.
March
Not
of
started, but
2023.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's only been 10 months.
It's when we took over and got
And like restarted it basically, which do you remember how many followers it had at the time?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was like 200 or something like that.
Not even that, I'm
Like
sure.
maybe
Because I think we were celebrating like 100 followers.
Something like that, okay. And again, because it's a group, like I couldn't see the actual follower count, which was weird.
Yeah.
For like progress, but
Because it took us time to be like, okay, you have to have control of this too, and me figuring out, I'm like, how do I give you control? I will figure this out.
but right now we have 974 members,
Dude, we're almost out of.
so we're almost at 1,000. Yeah,
Let's go.
and that's in essentially 10 months. So there's been, of the group, like just people looking at the group page, there's been 71,000 views of the group
Oh my.
in 2023.
71,000
views, yeah. And that could be us re-clicking
Dude.
on it and other people looking at posts, and that's not saying 71,000 individual people, but
it's just
71,000
us over and over again.
people
but
on the
whatever,
page.
dude, shouts to that, dude. That's
That's
dope.
still a crazy number.
Yeah. One thing I found pretty interesting, I think this is pretty cool. Of the 974 people, 62% are guys and 38% are women. So we have like a pretty good like span of women too in the group. So shout out to all the ladies.
Dude.
Got
let's
it.
go.
You know, almost 40% of the group. That's amazing. And I know Stokes having the
Shred Like a Girl thing.
that
well,
event.
My niece, who we just gave a board to, which gives us, if we think about it, we're up to like 19 boards we've given away.
Does that count the one I gave away?
Yes, that does. I'm counting that one as well.
Cool.
Adam just gave a board away as well, but I just gave my niece, who was here helping my mother, her grandmother, do all this stuff, you know, in the basement here, just kind of helping out. But she was just like very adamant about skating, and she's just like, I want a board. I'm like, I got a board for you. Let's see that. And then like if you start doing stuff on it, and you're like, I want my own deck, we'll go to Brasshouse and get you figured out. But she's just like, no, I want all this stuff. So we went to Brasshouse, and she bought her own pads and helmet down there.
Yeah.
And everybody was just super encouraging, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So she's gonna. My mom's like, hey, well, the bedroom that we have down here, that's on the other side of this wall, is mainly like I built it originally for my dad, and then she's like, hey, we're gonna come stay on Friday nights so that she can come to the group. And I'm like, that's amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It's gonna be so much fun. I
That's
hope
crazy.
she enjoys it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll hope, you know, the board that we gave her has awesome like trucks and wheels and bearings. We'll be able to get her set up. And so anyway, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Last thing, just real quick about the group. In the last year, there's been 966 posts,
Dude,
which is
almost 1,000.
which is almost 100 a month, which is crazy to think about. And it's like,
It really is.
it's weird to think about because I'm like, okay, there's days where there's like no posts, but then there's also days when there's like 12 posts.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, that's a big number, but I mean, it's legit. There's been over 3,500 comments.
Wow.
And 11,250 reactions. So like likes, laughs, hearts, whatever.
That's so cool.
I don't know if that includes comments too, like if you like something like that or not, but
Yeah, I don't know.
but
It's still encouraging.
that's really the only stuff I could get from it. I even went on like a desktop and tried to dig in, and there's just not too much there.
Which is fine.
Yeah, but I'm just excited. Like the group's been crazy. The growth of everybody, like as a group, as a community, but then the growth of individuals and skaters and skills, and I mean, it's just been crazy to see in the last year.
And we've made a lot of connections as
Yeah,
well. Even like
yeah.
the Connected Mid Ohio stuff that I've been going to. It's just been every time I just speak to the heart of skateboarding and the people we're, you know, reaching and dealing with and all that stuff. People are like, they always come up to me after this, you know, after everything's done, and they're like, hey, we see what you're doing, we love what you're doing, don't stop.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool to have that, because I mean, you have to understand, when I was Gunnar's age, like
There was nothing.
We got
I skated in a
spat on.
garage.
Yeah.
Like
nobody wanted
Not
to
a
deal with
driveway,
us.
a garage.
The only skate park we had in Ohio, there's two skate parks. We had Dodge, which is just completely redone, which I gotta go to because I remember
I
going
saw
to
that.
as a kid.
oh, is
and I
that the
remember
reopening that they just posted or whatever? Yeah.
Tony Hawk's dad was
Built
the
it.
original designer and
Gotcha.
everything of that for Dodge. We went to that when I was a kid, and just to see it and everything, and it was just like terrible.
Right.
But
Yeah.
because I mean that was like 2000.
I remember the old little kind of park behind what is it? It's what, M1 now? The old like the
Church?
daycare church.
Yeah,
They had a little
they had skate. They had
they had like a box and a table.
they had skate stock.
Yeah.
They
It
always
was
had that.
terrible. It was terrible. But
That's
I was
where I
out
learned
there.
to board slide.
Yeah.
That's where I learned to backside flip over a hip.
The hip was
That's
way
where I
too
got
steep.
my first nickname.
Yeah.
I was Biscuits.
There you go.
This one kid, like I did a backside flip over this hip. They had this giant pyramid.
The
It was
angle
like an
was
eighth
so
of the-
bad.
It was weird.
It was so steep. And
I remember
like,
learning
yeah.
backside flips over that hip, and like I ran
That's
into this
crazy to
kid
do that
and
blind.
backflipped over him onto my head and just like
Yeah.
rolled out, and I'm like, "Bah."
It was
What
bad.
happened? He's like, Biscuits, you need to watch where you're going, and I'm like, Biscuits?
Yeah, I like it though. Do Do you have any nicknames other than
Oh.
Sodi?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be your nickname for a while. I hope
for
you
a
know
good-
that.
At least for a year.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
At least a year.
I don't really have any other nicknames. I
Nah.
guess I need one.
I mean, we can chat, put
We'll
it in
figure it
there.
out.
What nicknames should we put? Shout out Cam. He said he took more boards over to Brasshouse for kids who can't afford a deck. There are like 5 still skatable decks there.
Yep.
Shout out.
Thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
that's amazing.
Thank you. Because we're going to have more like part of what's going to be behind me on the other side of my rack here is going to be all of the boards that we have amassed to give
And
away.
what we have 8 left or 7? Did you give the one? Because we had
one to
9.
Iris, 9 plus the ones. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So we have
From Stoke, we got 9.
7 left, right? Because you gave away
I gave
one.
one, and then so we got 7 left
We had
already.
7 left that we'll be able to use for the winter sessions
Yep.
and all that stuff. So it's again, it's like I've had several instances where it's just like that. You know, I gave this person a board, and then they
Yeah.
gave a person a board. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's dope to have.
So Cam also says what's coming up for spring and summer, and I know you mentioned 360 flips. Is there any like grinds that you want to get down? Is there any like transitions at Stoke that you want to get? Like any gaps, anything, any street spots you want to hit? Like what's going on? What's the plan for 2024?
I saw Rocky. I think it was like a month ago. He posted like a 7 stair, I think, somewhere.
Okay.
I want to go to
There's a
that.
7 stair at CenturyLink or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's actually a pretty cool spot at Madison too, at my
There
daughter's
is.
school. So-
I have done that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way back when it was nicer back then. Too. It was
And
easier.
I've been talking about this for a while, and I want to do it. Is get a map of Mansfield or like Richland County, and just
Yeah.
put pins on stuff of
That's
where.
how this
Yeah.
group started. Is
Yeah.
we had that for hills
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah, if you want to start, Gunnar, if you want to start making a list of like,
Yeah, we just need
dream trick,
lists.
I want to just
Yeah.
ollie this 7 stair.
Yeah,
Start making that list and making Adam and I aware. I mean, we'll come and
we'll
film
come
it.
film. Yeah,
You don't
Absolutely.
need to do that.
No, we do because you're the Skate Mansfield Sodi.
come on, bro.
You have us for the year.
You want a
We
Sodi
want-
part?
We would love to have
be
a Sodi
awesome.
part
Yeah.
for you.
We got you,
That'd
dude.
be awesome.
Because I mean, heck, what was the dope thing is like last year we traveled to Dublin. That
Mm-hmm.
was so much fun. Just like getting the church van and being like, everybody get in, let's
Right.
go.
Right.
Yeah, you guys
Um,
need to do that again because I think I missed out on it. I want to.
Yeah,
I think
you
that
need to be
that
there.
was something came up and you weren't able to make it or something like that.
Yeah, but I want to do more of that. I'd love to, if we can amass the funds. Like again, we're still on the infantile stages of the Skate Ohio part of it. To
Yeah.
amass funds to be able to be like, dude, it would be dope for Skate Ohio to rent out TriStar.
Right.
And get
yeah.
a group of kids like, oh,
And
we
we
got
can-
2 vans. We can get potentially 20
16.
22 kids
Oh wow.
in those vans. If we jam pack it, we get 22 kids. in
Everybody
these
has
2
a
vans.
seatbelt with that many.
Everybody has a seatbelt.
Okay.
And we could go to TriStar and just tear it down because that half pipe with the spine, I was doing 5-0 fakies, like 5-0 grind fakies, because they have the notched coping where he's and then
gotcha.
coming.
Oh yeah.
It's so much fun. And it was one of those ones where I still have the picture somewhere. I showed Adam. He's like, you got to stop, dude. You're getting old. It's
Yeah.
just,
I'm an old man.
I
Right.
am. And it was just like, as soon as like, it was one of those things where people is like, oh man, nobody could do something like this. And I'm like, well, set it up and I will do
Right.
it. It's like,
That's the problem with BJ. It's,
I have a big problem with. I've always had a problem with that as well, where it's just like, that's where it gets scary at like competitions or just at skate parks in general, where it's just like people are like, well, you can't do that. Like,
Right.
dude, Ben Fain still talks about it, like because Michael Ellswick did not believe him. Ben Fain came to skate with us at Michael Ellswick's house. He used to have a half pipe in his garage, and we would go there and skate all the time. But Ben Fain showed up and he's like, BJ Price? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I remember seeing you ollie over the back of the quarter pipe at Lexington. I'm like, yeah, I did do that. I did that once.
oh wow.
So like, and Michael's like, no, you didn't. That's impossible. Nobody's
That's
ever done that.
massive.
I'm like, well, 2 of us did it because there was a guy there who was traveling and this dude was just pushing me to do.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah.
Do more skates. We were doing crazy stuff that day, and he was just like, I don't know. He just kept pushing. It's a thing like skating with Tanner. He's just like,
right.
No, you got, like, I do a trick, and he's like, nope, you got to do it better. Do it like this and this.
Yeah.
Like we were like when I did that little sesh at Brasshouse when I went back over there, he's just like, no, man, your Smiths have to be better. Do it like this. And I had to do it. And I did one. And I'm
That's
like,
the thing with BJs. You can rile him up and get him to do anything.
Dude, you could. It got weird. But anyway, so.
Well, hold on. ADHD took over. Let's say that real quick. Let's put a pause.
What were we doing?
We were talking about the spots that Gunnar wants to skate. So you said the spot.
Are there any skate parks you want to hit in Ohio?
I haven't been to. Well, I think I might have been when I was younger on a bike, but I want to go to Dublin.
Let's go. That's where we had that trip because that's.
Yeah.
Dublin's cool.
My two favorite are Tuttle and Dublin. I love those in Ohio. But I haven't been to the big under the bridge skate park in downtown Cleveland.
Canton? Is that?
No, in downtown Cleveland. I haven't been to Canton yet either. The DIY in Canton.
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling
That
us.
place is so sick.
Have you been there? Or you just seen it?
I've been there.
Okay.
I haven't been there yet. I need to get there.
Also, I want to go to like the Rob Dyrdek Skate Plaza down in Dayton.
It's good. It's weathered. So I had a store. So I used to work for Ace, and I traveled the state of Ohio all the time. And my favorite thing was like I would be working until rush hour, basically driving around doing stuff. And if I was leaving a store to go to either another store or come home, and it was rush hour, I would just call my wife and be like, "Hey, it's rush hour. I'm going to go to a skate park for a while until rush hour dies down, and then I'm going to come home.
And I'll be home at the same time as if I left right now."
Exactly. And so one of those times I was in, we had a store in Springboro. It's still there, but I'm like, I just started looking up skate parks nearby because the rush hour down there gets weird. Because then coming through Columbus, it's terrible. But anyway, so I'm like, dude, skate plazas nearby. And so I go to check it out. I'm more of a transition skater. I think you'll enjoy it because it's built almost perfectly. So it's tiered like a pyramid almost. At the top, there's like ledges and stuff. And then as you go down, as you go around it, it's like kind of repeating obstacles, but it's hard to explain. It's really cool though. And I've seen a lot of cool stuff go down there. But I got to skate it, and it's cool, but it's not quite my speed.
You know what we should do? And I'm throwing this out there, and I have no basis to do this, but I want to anyway, because we manifest things, is we should pick a day or 2 or 5 or 11 to where just us 3, us 4, whoever wants to come with, and we just hit up all the spots Gunnar wants to hit around Ohio and just film the Sodi part in a couple days.
I'm in.
Let's do a road trip.
He gets to pick. It's going to be like a Red Bull tour where you just get to pick everybody you want to go.
Yeah, bring the homies. We'll get a van.
You know what it is, right? We need to get Tiger Life involved and be like,
let's do it.
We want a Tiger Life tour.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get that energy drink tour
Somebody
going.
clip this. Send this to Tiger Life.
Send it to them. We want to travel the parks in Ohio.
Let's take a weekend. We'll get a couple hotel rooms. A couple people will probably sleep on the floor just for budget reasons.
That's right.
But you're all kids. You can do that.
Yeah, you all do that. I will get my own
I'm an old man. I need a bed.
I'm an adult. Adam and I will share a room. You all get your own room.
We can share a bed. Who cares?
Yeah, dude. Head to toe, we know how to sleep.
Hey, it's fine.
Bed. It's fine.
But
we can spoon.
Let's do a skate trip this summer, make a weekend out of it or something like that. We should do that.
Yeah,
and then bring the homies, bring 3, 4 friends, whoever you want to bring.
Bro, it's gonna happen.
And we'll just film a Gunnar part or like a Gunnar and homies part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it'll be. However, we'll say like if it's 10 minutes long, it'll be like 5 minutes of Gunnar and then clips of everybody.
I was gonna say I just envisioned it where it's just like the Skate Mansfield Sodi tour where it's we have a bunch of like a 5-minute part of like just everybody stacking clips,
right?
And then it just
and then
court change, and it's just like Gunnar's part.
There must be so much footage. 5 minutes.
Hey, bro.
Footage.
Listen, we talk. We just bring up ideas, and then things just happen.
We can make footage happen, dude.
That's why I wanted to say this because now I've said it. Now it has to happen. Now it doesn't have to be a 5-minute part. It could be a 2-minute part,
Yeah.
3-minute part,
Yeah.
but
Dude, 2.5-minute parts are where it's at
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
that is the attention span of people.
maybe like a 5-6 minute total part with
Yeah.
you and then the homies and stuff like that. That's totally fine.
That'd be so dope.
Really, however much footage
Wanna
we
do
get
it.
and however much footage you want to use,
dude.
that's what we'll post.
And it's like,
And I say this stuff
There's
out
so
loud
many
because
parks
now it
in
has to
Ohio.
happen.
and there's so many parks in Ohio that we could hit.
Yeah.
And so many we could hit. Like if we were in the Columbus area, that we could hit in a day.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to
We
go
could
to
hit 5
A lot
parks
of
in a day.
street spots. We, try to hit as many street spots as we can.
But that's the thing is I don't know as many streets.
Let's
just
let's
gotta
gather
skate
info.
around.
Let's
Skate
gather
around.
info.
just skate around.
Just
and
driving
see.
around. I still think we need to do.
We
the
don't need to
video.
drive around. People
I
know.
have so many spots just in Mansfield that
Yeah.
I'm like, we need to hit.
Hit that, and then we'll post in the group. What's your best, skate spot within an hour of Mansfield? And people will be like, "Hey, here's this set. Send us pictures. Somebody grab it. We're stockpiling information until the summer.
Yeah.
We'll plan a trip. We'll plan a route.
It could be.
There's like a
It could easily be done, and it's gonna be done because we're talking about it.
there's like a gazebo in like downtown Mansfield. There's like a force there.
Yeah.
I want to kickflip that because that'd be like
Put it on the list, bro. Write it down. Start
and
a list.
one.
Yep.
Boom.
Start a list. Is that the opener?
sure.
Kickflip out of the gazebo, and then see what
Dude.
else is around. Little
Figuring
line.
out a closer is so crazy.
Let's do it.
So great.
We got about 6 months to plan it, and then we'll film. And if we need another day or two or whatever we got to do,
Bro, did you watch William Spencer's part that he just put out last month?
I did not. No,
So
send it to me.
I am so big into creative skaters where
Yeah.
like my favorite part of all time is Louis Barletta's part in Enjoy Bag of Suck. That is my favorite part
That
of all
probably
time.
came
because
out
it's so
before he was
goofy.
born, right?
It did. But
How old are you, by the way?
13.
Okay, that's what I thought.
13, my dude, teenager over here. 8th grade?
Yep.
Dude,
That's crazy.
the best time. I didn't start skating till 1999, as
Yeah.
everyone knows, but that would put me in. I was in 9th grade.
Well, I think we realized because I also started skating in '99, but I was like 8 at the time.
It's so crazy to start thinking about the age gap, but yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I had such. Back then, we had Dodge, but we had Akron. Akron
Yeah.
was like my love. Akron Skate Park. It's down by not Scioto Downs, excuse me. Wherever they do the soapbox derby. It's right over there, and there's a dirt bike track and stuff. I took
I
you
would
there.
have. Yeah, I know, but like I don't know the area.
Anyway, sorry, but
He
I
acts like
took
I'm
you-
50-year-old man, just know geography. What the heck going on here, dude?
So we start to, as you get older, you just start to know geography.
Yeah, he's like, this way's
Go
north, and I'm like,
west.
thanks, Native American. Like,
Well,
I appreciate you.
When you have to figure out different, like the buildings that I work at, they're like, hey, on the east side of the building, you have to know that.
Look, if you guys know anything about me, I'm along for the ride. That's that's what happens. I spout out ideas that people probably shouldn't have, and we do some of them, and then we just figure it out.
I took Adam to Akron because I'm like, well, this was when we did community drive.
Yeah, that's where we recorded, right?
And it was a huge thing because I'm like, this was the only skate park we had. And I remember we
Yeah.
had 2 stops on the way. We always stopped at the Hanley Road McDonald's and a McDonald's halfway there for either bathrooms or food. And we would always just like barrel out of the van and just start skating in the parking lot and stuff because that was all we had.
Yeah,
But that park meant so much because it's all we had back then.
you're right.
There was no.
It's
there was nothing
crazy.
else.
Like, I guess. So first of all, how long have you been skating?
I think like 2.5 years. I'm not for sure.
Okay, so we'll say 2.5,
Sure.
2-3 years, something like that. So before Stoke opened and before the winter sessions and things like that, where were you skating at?
Most of it was just flat ground.
Yeah, like driveway.
I went to Newark a lot.
Okay.
Oh, Newark is so good.
Belleville a bit. Just kind of all the local parks around us. I went to Tuttle once, I think. I want to go back there
Boy, I
so
love
bad.
Tuttle.
Yeah.
because when I went there, I was still kind of like a beginner. I couldn't really do much, so.
I want to get the kickflip Manny
And also,
on
yeah,
that one
Worcester.
side.
Yeah.
Worcester's dope.
But
Shout out
see,
to Worcester.
when I was your age, like literally, like, I mean, I don't think I went to an actual skate park until I was like 3 years into skating. Like it was all garage. It was all basement until I got too tall and I would hit my head. Like, you know what I mean? Like I lived out in the country, so there was no bank to skate at in Belleville. Like I couldn't get there. I had
shout out to that bank getting kicked out of it all the time.
Yeah, all the time. And
At Belleville, I did my first drop in there on that quarter.
okay.
Wait, so you had to balance up there?
Yeah.
Man, I wish they put a deck on that thing. I would do so many more tricks.
It's so sketchy.
That was my first, like,
Anything on it other than rock to fakie.
it's,
Dude, I remember when they put in Lexington.
yeah, dude.
Like that was
we were there all the time.
Yeah,
back
like-
then.
They just need to fix that concrete.
I'm working on it.
Really?
that's the plan. Yeah.
Willikers.
We need
No,
that.
so, dude, shout outs to everyone. Oh my gosh.
We should say this real quick too, just because we're very bad at this part and it feels kind of slimy, but like we have to do it.
We're bad.
If you guys want to donate to Skate Ohio to be able to do all this, to be able to film a SOTY video, to be able to help and have influence to bring concrete into Lexington, to continue to build at Liberty, to do the winter sessions, to do all this kind of stuff, you gotta donate.
Give us money.
Yeah, and I
Or
hate
at
to say
least
that.
Point us to the people that can help us.
Yeah, and again, if you guys have businesses, small businesses, large businesses, whatever, there's tax write-offs, there's things like that, like that we can
Sponsor the
give you through the nonprofit. Sponsor the podcast, give you advertising every week, whatever we got to do.
Well,
But yeah,
here's the
we're
thing is-
very bad at putting that out there, so I just want to throw that out there while we're kind of talking about it.
Right. I was telling
All the
Adam-
links in the description, by the way.
100%.
Not of Twitch, of YouTube. It'll be there.
I was telling Adam this story where I got home 2 days ago from work and I was just discouraged. I had just a rough day at work. Everything kept breaking. I had to drill out a lock because they had to get in there like now, and the keys weren't working and I couldn't pick it. And I was just like,
And BJ panics.
I just felt bad because I'm like, they need it in there. I need to.
He
fix
said, "Let's destroy it." You're Wreck-It Ralph, dude.
Well, 100%, but I fix it. I'm also I'm Wreck-It Ralph, but I'm also Fix It Felix.
Yeah.
100%. But so I got home and I was discouraged, and I have all these things going on in my life with all the kids, my kids and family and work and all the things that I do. But then I want to do so much and do so good for the nonprofit and the podcast and all that stuff as well.
Right.
And I was just stressing because I knew that I've got to start doing something to get Lexington fixed, get stuff going in Shelby, get stuff going in Mansfield, doing everything I can. And I was just discouraged. And I was just like, man, I was just praying, and I was just like, God, help me out. I don't know what to do. And I swear to you, I got home that night and I honestly just opened my phone and I'm like, I'm just going to flick through Facebook or whatever. And I noticed I had an email. I go to the email and it's from a dude at ARC, which is American Ramp Company, who does the metal ramps. They did the ramps at Lexington originally. And he said, hey, I saw that speech you gave to your local Chamber of Commerce or whatever. I work with American Ramp Company. I can answer those questions for you. I can sit down with you, figure out what you need, get you a budget, and tell you what to do next.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, because there's been multiple. The thing again, guys, like we're all new to this, and obviously, like a nonprofit takes a lot of work. We knew a nonprofit takes a lot of work, but like it's literally a 7-day-a-week thing. Like it doesn't stop, and it's great. But there's multiple times just because of how we're wired where we're like, this is getting crazy, like overwhelmed. Like, what do we do now? Like, there's so many things to do, but also like, it's just weird situations. And then just immediately something happens where it's like, that just helped 10 things.
Yes.
Like that just alleviated the pressure of so many things. And it's just crazy how much this community comes together, and just the skateboarding community in general.
Yep.
Because like we're learning as we go, and the amount of like blessings that we've gotten just in the last, I mean, the nonprofit has been official for like 5 months?
If that. It was
4 or 5 months.
Wasn't it end of September?
End of September, yeah. So
when we
4
when we
months
actually
maybe.
finish the paperwork and stuff.
like, and all of this has happened. So like, I don't know. I'm just thankful for everybody.
Yes, same. And we
it's
talk about
crazy.
it all the time about how thankful we are for everything that's going on. Even though we're overwhelmed,
Yeah, for sure.
It's still, we're so thankful that we have
It's in the best possible way.
100%.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have a meeting with just an over the phone meeting. Basically, we'll be able to say what I want to tell them is I'm like, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to get rid of the half pipe that's there that was built. I want to put, something else in there and put concrete down and do this. What do you guys suggest? And have them like feed me more information that I can go to the park board and be like, hey, this is what we need. Because here's the big part of it is if I go back to the park board, I have to have them give me the
game plan.
They have to give me the information to be like,
Yeah.
I need to walk into Next Gen and say, here's what it would look like. Here's the advertising opportunity. This is what they're going to. This is the size of the sign they're going to allow you to have for you donating, and here's what we're trying to do, and be able to present all of that to them instead of me going in and be like, give me money, please.
Right.
I like a money.
And this is where, again, as we talked about last week, outlines are important.
You're so right. I know. I could feel Adam staring at me after I announced you, where he's like, I told him to say this.
No,
this,
I just listen. So BJ, we know BJ,
excited.
right? We know BJ, and BJ
trying not to
talked.
look at you or Mickey or Johnny. I was trying not to look at anybody.
I know,
but I could. I'm about to say the name, and there they are. And
BJ talks a lot, right? And BJ is a very off the cuff guy, and that's why we love him, and he's great.
Sure.
So what I did before the announcement, I just happened to subtly remind him, hey, we should probably hit on these points.
I did one of the points.
And no, it was fine. It was great. Just as ideas, you can say whatever you want to say, but keep it to these simple things because BJ likes to ramble. So we don't want to hear him talk for 5 minutes and wait like, okay, who is it? Who is it?
I didn't, though.
I know you did great. I'm saying you did great. So, but we need a little bit of an outline so he stays on topic. But you did great. It was wonderful.
It was pretty good.
I did
was
fine.
wonderful.
Okay.
I mean, we got the wonderful pictures, the excitement from
Yes,
Gunnar, so
yes.
it was
Yeah.
perfect. That's all that really mattered.
Dude, I was almost choked up just saying your name.
Yeah.
I was just so happy and
Yeah.
proud. I'm like, I'm so happy you won.
Yeah.
I would have been so happy for anybody to
Obviously,
win,
yeah.
honestly, but it was just like the history that we have now that like you were like one of the first skaters that I got to mentor once I started this journey.
Yeah.
I've skated I have mentored skaters in the past, but it was like still, it was just like you were one of the ones where I originally saw in the original group, and I'm like, he's gonna stay with it. He is gonna skate hard.
That's the cool thing too. And like, again, shout out to all the finalists, shout out to all the nominees. This could apply to all of them. But it was really cool for me because when we figured out that it was gonna be Gunnar, to me, I'm like, Gunnar is the epitome of what Skate Mansfield is. You're so helpful. You're there all the time.
Yep.
Your progress is crazy. You support everybody. I'm pretty sure at one point you shared like the nominees or the finalists and said, go vote for Zane. And I'm like, what? Who does that? Like, that's amazing.
Just
so
out here.
it was really cool because I'm like, this is what this is about. And the rightful person won it that really, epitomizes and shows what this group is all about. So I was really excited that it was you, man.
This community is so fantastic.
It's awesome.
It really is.
I can't wait to see how much more it grows.
Right.
Because here's the thing: is I see skaters like you and everything. Like Adam and I aren't going to do this forever. We're not going to run this nonprofit forever. So like,
It's so stressful.
I am 39. I'm going on 40, and I just realized I'm like, but nothing's forever. You need to have like certain plans and everything. And I'm like, I am just at that point where I'm looking. And I'm like, who's going to carry that torch that's like, I love skateboarding this much, I will do it forever, no matter what happens. Even if I walk away for a while, I'm coming back.
Right.
And who's going to push this forward? Who can we start, like raising up into whatever it is we're doing?
And there's a lot of people like that in the group too. There's obviously so Gunnar, there's Rocky, there's Cam, there's Tanner,
Caleb.
Gage, Caleb. Like, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I could go through the followers of the page and just name everybody pretty much. But it's just really cool how the community comes together. And, I shared the group probably a few days ago. I think it said, hey, come follow the group. We're close to 1,000. And I was just typing it out, just not really thinking about what I was typing, but just typing. And I was like, there has never been a negative comment in the group. Like, I've never seen anybody like talk bad about anybody or even say, that kickflip is all right. Nothing like that. Everybody's hyping everybody up. And like, just the way people are, like,
the bigger we get, it's gonna probably happen. But again, for a group our size, for there to be no animosity, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's pretty good.
I don't know what the future holds for the group, for what we're doing or anything, but I
know it's in good hands.
It is 100% in good hands.
State Farm. Is that State Farm? Is that Progressive? Geico
doesn't care.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure where it is we go from here. We
just keep going.
I am excited for 2020. There's parts of 2024 that scare the crap out of me. It's an election year, which is always scares me. But as for the nonprofit and just the skateboarding group as a whole, I'm excited, and I hope we can like garner interest to get a SOTY trip done. Because
dude, I'm so excited.
How dope would it be to just do a SOTY trip? I mean, there's going to have to be actual adults on this trip.
Where?
Dude, John will be there.
We need a chaperone. A real chaperone.
My boy John Zahner, he is a full-fledged adult, which is awesome. It's good to have.
We need at least one of those because I think collectively we count as a half. So it's
I think we need count
supervision.
As a quarter. So so you and I are a quarter.
That
makes
fair.
us a half.
Yeah.
We need something, but because again,
it's going to be a problem.
Gunnar could just be like, I don't think you could ollie off the roof of this hotel, and I'd be like, hold my.
That's the thing. You can get BJ injured very easily with just a couple sentences.
And that's the problem. Is that's where my wife is very upset with me about a lot of things. But it is also part of that got me. Where is it? Part of that mentality got me that bad boy right there.
True.
I mean,
he went crazy.
It's like pressure makes diamonds, baby.
You should have seen how much he was sweating after his runs for the comp.
Dude, when I got back over to the table,
he was so stiff standing up.
I kept putting the mic down and going, Adam, I can't.
I know.
breathe.
I was like, it's cool, man. I got you. I got you.
I'm so excited for the winter sessions. If we haven't said it already, February 9th will start the winter sessions back at Crossroads Ontario campus. They are, dude, shout outs Crossroads for just encouraging and being like,
right.
Why wouldn't you do it? You had such a good time. Do it there again. We're going to have new waivers. I think we're going to
new obstacles.
Dude, we're building new obstacles this weekend as we record the weekend from here. I'll give you a little sneak peek. I have always had the dream to build a baby spine, a little spine.
What, like 12
coping.
inches, something like that? Like not tall.
Little, like where you could gap to board slide and revert in.
Right. Or just ollie up the side of it or whatever.
Yeah, dude, just like
little steezy
blood
tail
slide
slides.
back ins, and I have a lot of tricks that I want to do on this thing, so I have kind of figured out how to do it. We're
building all that tomorrow.
All those donations from the Braintree. This is where it's coming in handy.
Yeah,
because we took all that wood. Well, not all of it.
We wrote them a nice little little thing for it.
We gave them a gift in kind if you have donations that you want to give to the group, we can write you a gift in kind that you can use to write off on your taxes, which is just a win-win.
Any small businesses, tax breaks, let us know.
Come at us, dude. We've Skate Ohio's got that power to give you them tax credits, baby.
It's crazy.
Tax credits. And
let's quite a bit too. So let us know.
So we're gonna start building that stuff this weekend. The main things that I want to build, we want to do 4-foot quarter pipes that we can slide together or have them apart in the gym. We're going to
a table, a couple kickers.
Yep. We got a few things going on the baby spine. We're gonna disassemble the old manual pad and make it better. We're doing a bunch of stuff this weekend. We got some people coming out to help. It's gonna be super dope. So winter sessions start February 9th. Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Tentatively through April 5th, maybe.
Yes, that's where we
give
were
or take.
Our original
maybe the week before. 8 weeks, 10 weeks ish, something like that.
The original end date was March 29th, which is Good Friday, leading into Easter, and people might be on spring break, traveling. We want as many people there as we can because it was just.
It was amazing last year.
It was so great. And then, we're going to have Stoke Run is going to sponsor the event and
professional filming and all that.
They're going to have stationary cameras following wireless cameras, stream it live.
What is happening?
It's going to be
what is happening?
Crazy. And the problem is I think everybody's going to be gunning for Gunnar.
Yeah. But it's cool. He's going to win again.
They're going to know what it is. They're going to be like, well, I have to learn backside heel flips.
Yep.
I already know tricks that I want to do because I gotta defend, don't I?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah,
I got to. I want to be a part of it. I'm getting older, but I'm gonna be 40 this year.
Yeah,
and I'm going to. I'm gonna be better in my 40s than I was in my 30s and even in 20s.
I don't know about that, but guys, real quick too.
I do.
Patreon is going to be again in the link in the bio and in the description on the YouTube videos, not on the Twitch, but you can find all that stuff.
You will get the first look at the full tour of the new basement. Of the new studio.
So
I'm getting super.
As we're wrapping up, as we're kind of winding down, Gunnar, do you have any last words or any kind of encouragement to be like, hey guys, I think you can catch up to my skills this year, or maybe,
one of those, or if you're gonna come for the king, you better not miss.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of energy are we putting into 2024?
Well, everyone, of course, keep skating, all that. Everyone's doing
what a
great.
Good guy.
Shout out to Zane, Tanner, even you guys. I like seeing you skate, and I want to say thanks to Zane, because we started being friends in June when Stoke opened and all that, and it's been fun with him. And thanks to my parents for
encouraging. Shout out to your parents.
Yeah, thanks for taking me everywhere and encouraging me. So yeah.
And my favorite part of you winning SOTY is, and I came up to you and I'm like, dude, isn't it exciting? You get your own episode and stuff. You're like, I'm not super excited about that part. And your mom's just like, you're doing it. It's good for you. I'm like,
it's cool, man. You're starting to be a local celebrity. So, you're going to have to get used to these interviews,
Yeah, you're going to have to start shaking people's hands, looking them in the eye and being like,
what are you going to say when
Crist, Skater of the Year here? Yeah. How are you?
What are you going to say when Gary Rogers interviews you in 2025? You got to be ready for it.
Dude, I will barrel you out of the way and be like, Gary Rogers, I love you.
Hey, don't do that, dude. You got to win SOTY before you can do that. Him first.
Well, you know what? One of these years, maybe year of 40, I will go for Skater of the Year.
We'll see.
We'll start stacking clips.
Well, thank you, man, for coming out.
Thank you.
Congrats on an amazing 2023.
Dude.
Shout out Trav. Shout out all the finalists. Who was the other finalist? I can't remember.
Caleb,
yeah, of course. But shout out all the nominees. Shout out everybody.
So dope.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Oh, dude,
And if you're not done with that, Billy's got 2 words for you.
Go skate.
Go skate. See you guys.